All right. Welcome back, y'all. Another episode of Put It On Record, the podcast about DJing hosted by DJs. Once again, I am DJ BERN. Ricio and Don't Fret are always here with us in spirit, but they're busy, as everybody is around this time. So it's been a minute, but we got another interview for you. And if you've listened to other episodes, you know the purpose of these interviews is because we don't really get to talk to other DJs outside of the few minutes before or after we're about to switch over. And there's a lot to be learned from other DJs, different perspectives and experiences, and a lot of commonalities on the things we see. And so if you're a DJ or if you're in the nightlife or you're just curious about DJing, it's good to have conversations from different DJs. And I have a great DJ here, been burning up the city, you know what I mean? Easily one of my favorites. Shout out to Sequel. What's good?
What's good? What's good, man? I'm happy to be on this interview with you.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I just want people to know more about DJs other than the music we play. I feel like we all got our own styles, but it's like the backstory helps as well. Just like every other creative aspect, I feel like people, like rappers, you fall in love with the music, but it's usually because the music is telling a story about themselves. We don't get to do that
Right.
because we play other people's music. But let's have this long form conversation. So, the very first question I always start with is this two-part question. Your DJ name, was that your original DJ name?
Uh, that was my I'll say yeah, not my original, but I didn't have a DJ name when I first started off.
So
So
what were you going by?
DJ Josh. that's my
I
that's
mean,
my name is Joshua. So like I was going either by that or I was either going like my Instagram handle, which was like Trace Love. That was a thing that I was doing, but
okay.
that was that was so long ago. But I just went ahead and did sequel. Sequel was a name that I landed on due to like a tragic event that happened.
Well, that was
So
the second question. If you want to share where your DJ name came from.
I got you. Yeah. So it was basically my name. It was so long. I'm gonna make a long story short. Me and my friends we were going out for our birthday because we all share our birthday around close around the same time. They're Virgos, not Libras, so
That's okay.
that we won't hold that against them.
All right.
But we were going downtown, and we hopped on the highway, and I called one of my friends and said, "Hey, what's the parking looking like?" And they answered. They told me where to park. And next thing you know, I hung up the phone. I look up. I see headlights coming towards us. I'm in the back seat with my other homie, and two of my other friends are in the front. And my guy, my homie, his name's Johnny. He swerved out the way, having the car clip us, only just clipping us, but the car got totaled. Um, Swerved. We went to go check and see if the guy was okay. He ended up fleeing the scene. He was being chased by the cops. He ended up committing a crime downtown,
Damn.
and that whole interaction, that whole incident when that accident happened, my face was literally like I was leaning up with no seatbelt on, about to tell my guy like, "Hey, there's no parking," and next thing you know, I just see headlights out of nowhere. So I at least should have went through the windshield, but I didn't. Thanks to God for not allowing me to actually go through that windshield. So I felt like I had a second chance at at becoming or doing something for myself. So I call myself a secret.
That is actually a better story than I thought it would be. So, just for the record, nobody passed away.
No, no
Okay.
one passed away.
I'm about to say,
Uh,
man, if somebody died, you don't have to tell me. Like,
no. It was we were on 670 too. We were like going around like where Grandview Avenue was at and
I
everything
got you.
else, and yeah, it was it was a mess. But I'm smiling because I know that it was a good like we survived and everything was good. No casualties upon our part, so I was just thankful.
So, basically, you had a second chance in life. So, it's a
Yes,
sequel.
correct.
That's fire. I'm not mad at that at all. The other question, um, can you? We're going to talk about the highlights and all the great things you've done and all that. Tell me about your worst gig.
My worst gig. Oh man.
Maybe either from being unorganized, or you know what? Better question. Tell me about your worst performance as a DJ.
Uh okay. I would say it's kind of horrible, but it was a OSU event. Um they had to do a it was a winter wonder outside, ice skating outside, but I had no tent, no heater. The wind was blowing. um, my hands were freezing. All I got was these warming like packs for your hands, and that was about it. They said they were going to
Mm.
get me like a little heater, and they never did. The wind blew, knocked over my laptop mid set. So laptop ended up like the screen ended up like blanking out, so I had to like
I think you told me
reboot.
about this.
Yeah, I believe yeah it was on a Sunday. It was on a
Yeah.
Sunday. They apologized immediately for all everything that happened, but that was probably by far one of the worst, one of that I can think of as of right now.
Damn, yeah. The what we learn quickly as DJs is whenever it's an outdoor event, like is there a tent, is there a fan, heater, like all the necessities. The one year
Correct.
we did. The one year we did Orange Soda Fest, I learned that direct sunlight does not work with DJ equipment because
Oh man.
as the sun was setting, it was directly on the controller. So I think at least three DJs sets got messed up because the equipment was overheating until
Right.
somebody got the bright idea to put the
Right.
controller case in front of the controller and it blocked the sunlight. But
Oh
lesson learned, you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. I never even thought about that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was quick thinking on. I forgot whoever did that part. So all right. So let's go back to the beginning. When exactly did you start DJing and what got you into that? And you know what? Matter of fact, let me rewind before that because Zach told me to mention. Shout out to Zach Fresh. You used to be a producer.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so talk a little about that. Like, when did the music creation journey start for you, and
uh,
how did you transition into DJing?
well, how it started was I come from a church background. I was a choir director for at least I say a good 20, no, 15 years.
Okay,
Choir director for about 15 years. Traveled uh, across the world, Jamaica, South Africa, um, things like that. So that my love for music came from my church background. Grew up in a family of full of singers and things like that. That's where I got that passion. But for me, becoming a DJ or music production, I just thought it was always cool. I played set drums as a kid, so I always wanted to make a beat. And I was like, oh, I thought that looks cool. So I taught myself on my mom's iPad at one time and just see how it was playing with what was it, Garage Band at the time,
all right,
making my first beat, and then I advanced from that and started doing making beats. And that's how I came around meeting Zach,
right.
uh, making music with him and things like that. And we were kids when we did that, but but that also transitioned for like me also creating like playlists for my friends and things like that. Curating a playlist for like parties and things like that, just like stuff like that. So went to hookah spot. It was called Village Hookah Lounge at the time. That's now it's higher. I don't know if it's higher anymore, but higher hookah lounge. And my couple of my friends was like, "Hey man, can you put your playlist on? Put your phone on." I'm like, "Sure." Um, then I didn't want to keep my phone up there, so I left. Started bringing my laptop. So I started getting my laptop, and I was like, "Well, I don't want to get my laptop up there, so let me just like start putting the songs and playing the next song and doing that." So I ended up downloading the free program, started DJing with no board. I had no controller at all. And then I ended up getting booked for like I'll say $25 as a
Mm.
as a DJ at a hookah spot for like 5 hours. I didn't know that.
What what year was this?
This was 2015.
Okay, Yeah, Hire's not there anymore. Shot the Hire.
It's,
Hopefully they. This is inside baseball talk. Hopefully they sold that property and it's going to come up because you see they're trying to build right there. So
yeah, oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah,
that's
I
probably why
see
they
that.
got there. So the first controller you had was what in 2015?
Though actually, I didn't have a controller.
Uh,
My very first controller now is my DDJ SRT 1000.
Wait, so after you had the laptop, like they were paying you just to play off the laptop? Were you using like virtual DJ or what were you using?
Virtual DJ. So I was doing, I was using the virtual DJ. So I knew how to do it off the buttons. So I know how to
Yeah.
like hit the, hit play, turns and song from that to that. So I know how to do the same thing with the buttons on that. So
You'd be surprised how many DJs, maybe not, how many DJs don't know the keyboard shortcuts for Serato. And
oh
so
yeah,
I just show Cam how to, you press Command P to put the songs in prepare so you ain't got to drag them. But yeah, keyboard shortcuts will save you, especially if the equipment's not working. So how long, so 2015, you would say you was your first official gig, like at the hookah bar?
yeah. I'll say that. I'll say that.
So what was your first, well, let me ask you this. The 1000 SRT, when did you get that?
2020 is when I got that.
So between 2015 and 2020, did you do any DJing for like big crowds out somewhere where you had to use somebody else's controller, or it was just literally
Yeah,
just a
I
laptop?
just I was using other people's controllers, so I didn't have it at the time.
So, well, let me ask you this. So, what would you say the first big gig that you did was, that you where you used the controller and actually like DJed in front of a crowd?
The first big gig, it would probably be like BBR when after like when that started. I'll say that was on the back patio, and
Yeah.
my homie Rome, aka Kaiju, he was the one that kind of like because I was off and on from DJing, so like I had a 9 to 5 job at the time. So used to work at Huntington. So I was just really just doing that as a hobby. Wasn't thinking of like doing it I wasn't taking it serious at that point. Um, but I ended up uh, COVID ended up coming and changed a lot of things. So I was no longer doing a 9 to 5 job. I was just like, all right, let's start doing the DJ thing. And I met with Rome, and he was one like trying to tell me, "Hey man, come on! I heard you DJ before. Let's go ahead and start. Let's DJ again." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So we end up landing the BBR gig, and that's how things just kind of like took off from that point on. And that's what I ended up at that point. I saw he had a controller, and I was like, "All right, let me save up my money and buy a controller. I'm about to take this serious." So
So yeah, because this is a podcast that primarily listened to by DJs, we're gonna get into DJ talk. What controller were you using at BBR before you bought yours?
ooh, oh my gosh. It was a DDJ, but it's an older model, and I
It's
can't
probably
think of it.
like a SR2 maybe.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're
Did it
right.
have one? They had one USB.
It had two.
It
It
had
had
two.
two
That might have been, was it 4 channel?
4 channel. Yep.
Yeah, that's probably either XX2 or SX3.
The SX3
Okay.
or the
Okay.
SX2. No, it was a two. It
I
was a
mean,
two. It
they
was a,
pretty much the same thing, other than
yeah,
in the middle, the sample volume. One is a fader and one's like a knob. The knob is an
yeah,
SF3, but it's the same thing. I was curious because I think I started on turntables, but the first controller I bought was an SR2, and the second one I bought was an SX3. That's actually what DJ Black got right now,
okay,
and that's what Little Ratchet Soul uses. So that
okay.
one, I believe.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. I've DJed off of that one too. That was been so like I said so long ago
yeah.
when I started doing that.
So using BBR, using somebody else's controller. I'm assuming he's using Serato.
Yeah, Serato.
So
Just now learning about that. Like
yeah, 2017. How long would you say it took you to get comfortable?
with DJing,
Yeah.
man, I'll probably say 2021,
Okay.
2022.
What
Uh,
was it a certain gig that did that for you, or what?
it was. I think it was just me being consistent. Like, because around that, I mean, I was DJing 4 days a week. So there'd be, then there's other like gigs that on Tuesday, somewhere like a little dive bar might ask you to DJ, and you get that, you get the practice and things going with that. So, yeah, I say it was just a consistency of me like doing it like 4 days a week.
Okay.
So,
Um, Back to BBR real quick. When you was DJing with somebody else, how much was you getting paid? This is very important.
uh, man, we got paid $50 and a food tab, food and liquor tab is what we got
Uh,
paid.
I hope you ran them tabs up. I know I did when I got tabs.
Oh
I'm
man,
like
we tried. We
I'm
tried to
like
run it up.
I'm like
We
y'all not
tried,
paying bet. I'm
but
gonna bring all my friends in here. We eating all night. Nah,
that
but so
was the
so
first. That was when we first got there. That's what it was. So
yeah. I mean, humble beginnings. We've all
yeah,
been there.
yeah.
So you bought the 1000 SRT. I'm assuming it's because everything was turning up for you. You say you was DJing 4 times a week. Where were you DJing that regularly? Like, name some of these places.
So around that time, it was BBR. So I'm thinking Bar 23 was
Oh
where
yeah.
I was also DJing. So I wasn't DJing that many, I'll say, because I'm just still trying to get my name out there and things like that. So um, Bar 23, uh, I DJed a couple like my friends' house parties. Uh, um, like there are like Halloween parties and things like that. But and that was about it. So the only two bars and places I've actually DJed was at that time, around that time frame, was BBR and Bar 23. And a little
Mm.
bit of Dahlia.
Oh yeah, Dahlia.
A little bit of Dahlia.
Yeah. Was you around when Dahlia? Oh, I'm sure you was when Dahlia was Garage Bar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I,
I've
I
done.
remember when it was it End Zone or something like that?
Yep.
Two before? Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Fun fact: the redo. We all love the redo. Started at Garage Bar, and back then it was just basically playing music that it wasn't all vinyl. It was Serato, and it was playing music you normally didn't hear in the club. And I actually did the first two redos that was there. I got pictures
Wow.
from it and everything. It was probably it was 2010, 2011.
I got you.
But yeah,
Okay.
been outside for a long time. So, um, up until you started in 2015, right? And then you got 2017, you start using the controller. And 2020, 2021, 2022 is when you feel like you got comfortable. How were you learning your DJ skills? Was it YouTube, self taught, other people
Uh
showing you?
yeah, all of the above. So it was YouTube, it was uh self it was self-taught. I also used to stand like go in a DJ booth or stand behind the DJs and just watch what actual DJs were doing. Like, and then I'll ask questions like, "Oh, what does that button do? What is that?" And that was how I was like learning. And then I would go home and then apply that to you know stuff that I was doing. But
Who would you say was the most influential in your DJ journey?
the most influential in my DJ journey, man, uh, Leak is one for sure. Um, Surge was very influential in my DJ journey. Just like you know, teach me also how to like MC because I used to be also on the mic as well. Um, so he would teach me like don't talk so much, less is more. Start saying little bitty things here and there and things like that. Um, but yeah, I'll say Surge is one of them. Leak is one of them. Um,
What'd you learn from Leak?
Crowd control. To be honest with you, it was really crowd control. Like learning how to what songs to play in these certain moments. Like you ain't gotta always do the you ain't gotta do always do the hip hop, the rough stuff in the beginning, but it was
Right.
it was basically like the crowd control. It was basically what it was. So
I will say when I first noticed you, I think it was with Leak a lot, and I'm looking at the list of guests I'm gonna have on this podcast. Leak's name is right under yours, so we gonna get Leak on here eventually.
Okay.
But yeah. So you currently use the 1000 SRT, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Any other equipment like that you
Uh,
own?
I no, that's the only one I do own. I
All
actually
right.
am, and I'm looking for a new one. So
Listen, I'm
about
gonna
that
tell
time.
you. I'm gonna tell you what I told DJ Black and everybody, because the 1000 SRT is perfectly fine, and he has the SX3, which is a little older, but it's still perfectly fine.
Yeah,
A new controller gonna be at least $1,500. You know what you can get for $1,500? Two turntables and a mixer. So my recommendation would be
to get a turntable.
instead of buying another controller that you're going to use while you're out, you already got one of them.
Yeah,
Just leave that, in the bag in the corner. Get some turntables and a mixer, set them up at the crib, and then you can practice on that and still perform in the public with your controller. And then that way you have the best of both worlds. That's just
yeah.
my recommendation. I
I
think people
actually,
don't.
I
Go ahead.
actually might go ahead and take you on a recommendation.
And
Yeah,
my next point was going to be, brand new 1200s is like $1,000. However, the guy that fixed my turntables, we call him the turntable whisperer. He actually fixed four of my turntables. He sold me two. He can usually get two for like 1,000, and then you just get like an S9 for like 500, 700, and you're good to go. And you get phase
right.
and all that as well. So any DJs out there listening, I understand you got to perform, and a controller is cheaper and it's more compact. But once you got that, I think the next thing should be turntables.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Definitely
Or,
do that.
um, yeah, like even a Rev 7 is like $2,000, and with that, you can definitely buy a turntable setup. But yeah, that's just my small recommendation. All
Right.
right, so talk to me about OUAB.
OUAV is a fine organization, man. They
I feel
allow
like
me to go ahead.
now I feel like you've done a lot of big events with them.
I have. Shout out to them for allowing me to be their official DJ for along this journey. Um, I'll say I OUAB was they reached out to me because they heard me from uh, another student advisor that was there. Her name's Jaden. She worked with African American Heritage Festival too as well. So she heard me DJ that. The way how I got that was because of Leak. I was filling in, and he was like, "Man, I got this opportunity. You want to do it? Take it." I double booked myself. I said, "Sure." I said, I got you." And that person ended up, like I said, worked for African American Heritage Festival, ended up working for OUAB. So OUAB reached out and said, "Hey, we've heard good recommendations about you. We would like for you to do this event." So I did one event, and then one event turned into three events. Three events turned into, "Hey, we want you to open up for Ne-Yo." And I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
I said, "Sure, I'll do that." So I had the opportunity to do that, open up for Ne-Yo, Rico Nasty, NLE Choppa was the recent one I just did too as well. Um, so yeah, uh, they are very dear to my heart with the opportunities that I've actually had to have. Um, Shout out to also Bandcamp for putting in a good word for me too, because they also have booked Bandcamp too in the past, and Bandcamp has actually put in a good word for me about that. So,
Shout out to Bandcamp. Isn't it great when DJs plug other DJs
oh
in
man.
instead of hating and gatekeeping? That's another episode though. Um,
Right.
for those that don't know, OUAB is Ohio Union Activities Board. That is the group that provides programs and events for students of OSU's Columbus campus that are educational, entertaining, and whatever else it says on the website. Basically, they put on events for Ohio State students, and like you said, Ne-Yo, NLE Choppa. I feel like there were some other notable ones. Rico Nasty. There was another one, wasn't it?
There was
I feel
I
like it
feel
was
like
another artist.
there was one more and I can't think of it. I'm not too sure. At which we're actually around that time now because I'm about to do Buckeye Frenzy. Homecoming weekend's coming up, so welcome. Well, it's Welcome Back week. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely be DJing for that, for their Buckeye Frenzy, and doing a couple silent discos and stuff like that for them too as well. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun, man.
So, DJing stuff like that as opposed to DJing club events, what's different, if anything, as far as performance or even outside of that, like the business aspect of it?
Um, it's different in the fact of that a lot of the music has to be clean and
Right.
more um, open. I'll say more of an open top 40 type of style. Um, Sometimes they do give you, give you a leeway on things like that, but the crowds are, are different. Club is, a little bit different than, I guess, I'll say like a concert outing. Concert, you were actually put on a show.
Yeah.
So you got to sit there and perform. You just can't, you looking and then just DJing, you got to engage with the crowd a lot. So that's also what I've been learning too with you know doing these because then that was actually my Ne-Yo was actually my first ever concert that I ever had to do in
Mm,
general. So um, that was a tremendous moment.
nice, nice. I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. Boom. That's why I write the questions down. So, um, what was your biggest numbers wise performance?
I'll say because Rico Nasty one no, the NLE Choppa one was pretty big. Um, but I'll still say it's probably Ne-Yo. Ne-Yo was about 8,000, 9,000.
Crazy.
Was there? Was there? Yeah.
I'm curious for a Neo crowd. Like, give me like a handful of songs that you're playing for the crowd to see Neo.
Oh well, one I had to learn that you when it's the main event, you can't play their music.
I'm
So
glad you said that because people don't understand that. Like,
yeah,
remember the Don Tolliver thing? I'm like, I got all these songs just in case he want to hear them.
yeah,
But well, that was different because it was an after party too. Yeah, when you're opening up for another artist, what you don't do is play their songs that they're about to come out and perform. You do
no,
not do that at all.
no.
Um, we did we went to the Tanner Adele concert in Cincinnati, and the DJ that opened up there was fire, by the way, but was playing like a lot of like it was like house EDM, but it would be like some Beyonce and some stuff that's on brand, but
Yeah,
definitely not her songs.
right,
Because it's like
right.
even if you know the set list, it's like they're like leave that for the actual artist itself.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so some of the songs you played were what?
So some songs I played was like Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling. A couple other ones was like some David Guetta songs. Because that crowd, what they wanted to hear was the upbeat
Right,
Neo.
like
So
a Neo
uh,
closer.
right, right.
Yeah,
Because
okay, gotcha.
some of the older songs that he actually did play, a lot of them really didn't know.
Right,
Didn't
that
know
slow
like
R and B. Yeah,
yeah, so they didn't know like the true R&B ones. They knew more of the dance versions of what it
right.
was. So I'll probably like some either of these like Chris Brown's, yeah, things like that. Like those are the type of songs that I was playing for that crowd.
Um, you said it was 8 9,000 people. What arena was that in?
It was in Shop.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in
All
Shop.
right.
It's in
So
Shop.
that was the biggest gig. What was your favorite gig and why?
My favorite gig,
Yeah.
man, oh man. Okay, could this be a two?
Yeah.
Could be two.
Yeah.
All right. So the second time I did orange soda.
What was the second time?
So the first time I did it, I think you asked.
It was at the Key,
It was at the
right?
key. It
Okay.
was at the key,
And
and
that was
it's,
the time when we was trying to get that driver installed on your computer and it was taking all day. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got you. I got you.
but that wasn't that. It wasn't that. The second time
The
is
second time was yeah.
that was fun, man. I had a very. I came back. I was like, all right. first time I did it, I was like, man, I wasn't really, proud of my set. And so I was like, the second time I came back, I said, yeah, okay, this was fun. This was
Right.
fun. Uh, the My second one is hips, which was not the first one, but the second one, the pop up one that I did with KMV and uh, Bandcamp. That was fun.
Did I tell you about that event? Did I tell you what happened?
Nah,
Bro, so the day before, I had an event at Google. Shout out to Google. It was like one of their company events. I was walking through a field. That was the day I rolled my ankle. Like I severely sprained it. So I had to cancel all my gigs that weekend. And who calls me the next day? Paul was like, "Hey, our feature is not coming. You want to pull up? I'm having all the homies pull up." I was like, "Man, I can't really do. I can't even stand on my ankle." So it would have been y'all and me there.
no,
I'm
that's
so
right. Because Marlon called me and asked, could I DJ on Sunday? And I was like, man,
yeah.
where's Burn? And I asked Chase, I said, man, where's Burn at? He said, man, he, rolled his ankle. I said, oh,
Bro,
dang.
I had like 3 gigs that weekend I had to cancel, including there was one at Bloom Bar that Saturday. No, Friday. It was that night, Friday. I was like, because I rolled it right before I started DJing, and I still had to DJ for 3 hours.
Right.
So by the time I got home, I was like, let me just let it rest. I sat on the couch. I could not get back up. So I had to cancel that
Was that the
gig.
Afrobeat one? The Bloom
Yeah.
one? It's Afro? Okay,
So,
okay,
so I had
okay.
to cancel that one. And then the next day, I was like, I was going to try to thug it out, but I was like, what I look like popping up at this party I'm not scheduled to be at when I didn't go to the commitment I had the night before. That would look crazy. And I really couldn't stand up. Like, I would have been in there on crutches or in a boot. But I'm so sorry. Once I saw it was all y'all, I'm like, man, that was probably, like, not even like because I wanted to come DJ. It's like just to hear all y'all at the same time would have been crazy.
No, yeah, man. Nah, yeah. As soon as I walked in, I said, man, oh, who's? I was, they was like, well, KMB's coming. I said, well, who's first? And they said, you can go first if you want to. I said, of course I will. I said, let me
Yes.
get out the
Let me
way
get this out of
because
the way. I'm not
I
following them.
do, I do not want to be coming up behind KMB or Bandcamp. They got it, bro. They got it. So
So hips and orange soda, your favorite. Yeah, okay. So
oh yeah,
now, here's the difficult question. Your favorite 3 DJs. Top 3.
favorite top
Like
three.
like not like national DJs.
Oh,
So
like this is person. Like, this was
yeah. Just like I don't want to say local and I don't want to say just Ohio because I mean it might be somebody you know in another state, but I'm not saying like Khaled or Flex or like that. Like who are your 3 favorite DJs to go listen to?
man.
In no order, because this is not, you know.
Okay, that's tough. That's tough. You put me on the spot like that. It's crazy.
I know.
Um, man.
Is there somebody that comes to mind first?
Who comes to mind first? I just said it. KMB.
Okay, that's a solid
KMB.
choice. That's never the wrong answer, so that's fine.
Yeah. KMB. He's oh my gosh, he's tough. I mean, Bandcamp for sure. I've always loved his craft. Uh, man, I, I'll say Sonic at this point right now.
There it is.
Yeah, I'll say
That's
Sonic.
fire. That's a great 3,
I'll
and I'm
say,
pretty sure somebody else said Sonic too. So like, yeah,
I'll
that's a
say, I'll say Sonic. Cause she's killing the game. I mean, I say you too, but
nope.
you,
Present
you
company
I,
excluded.
I was totally.
Nah, I mean that's cool. Yeah, big shout out to KMB, Bandcamp, and Sonic Blush. Those are amazing DJs. Ohio got a lot of great DJs, and I
Man,
feel like people
it's a
don't know it.
lot, and that's why I say I feel bad because I don't want to be like I don't want to shortchange nobody because I mean Reva's also that's one of my favorites. I love to hear her DJ. Um, Primo when Primo's here, man, great talented DJ, jazz, talented DJ. The A6 General and Cam. Those are my guys. Those are my buddies. I love DJing with them. I always have a good
bro.
time DJing with them, bro. So
So many amazing DJs here, and that's why I try to make a point to bring other people from out of town here so they can network and see. Like, we got a lot going on here. It's not just
right,
like a flyover city. Like, people go to Cleveland, Cincinnati all the time. Come to Columbus. We got a lot of
right.
we got great parties. We got great DJs. All right, so Sonic, KMB, and Bandcamp. What? Give me one thing you like specifically about their DJing for each one of them.
So for Bandcamp, I love his basically the presence of what he brings, the energy, and what he brings um, with the music. Just the style and the songs, and uh, he brings his own flair, his own, if in a sense of what I'm saying. Um, uh, yeah, I'll say for that. That's all I can say for that one.
What about the other two?
So for KMB, man, his creativity of what he does. I mean, I even say for both of them, both of their creativity is what uh, is a big thing of what I like about uh, how KMB and Sonic DJ. I remember one time me and Sonic were just, messing around at DraftKings, and I just sat there and looked at it and I said, "Yo, you just thought of that in your head, like on the fly." Like the creativity is just amazing. KMB's creativity is out of this world. And the dude's almost an alien, I think. I don't know, but but Buddy is out this world, man.
Right. And lastly, well, not lastly, um, what's your end goal with DJing? Like, what would you say? Like, you get to a certain point in your DJ career, you say, "Okay, I made it. This is what I want to do long term." Like at what point would you say that?
Man, that's a great question. Um, I mean, as of right now, it would be on tour. You know,
Okay.
touring my own, possibly my own shows. That would be one of the things I'll be like, man, okay, this is where this is what it is. Like, I mean, even having a chance to DJ alongside like other artists and things like that, like that will be that's a thing. But having my own tour would be big, man. It would be a huge accomplishment.
Fire. Um, so these questions I didn't write down. I lost my train of thought. I'm not a professional. I'm a DJ, not a podcaster.
You're good. You're
Uh,
good.
okay. Oh, here was the second part of the question. We give me three DJs like in the industry, like famous, well-known DJs that you look up to, admire, or that are your favorites.
Oh, okay. I don't know if well, I know he's a producer. I'll say that, but I'll say Black Coffee's one. Black
Yes.
Coffee is definitely one. Uh, Joe K and I'm gonna throw Andre Power right there for that. I'm
Shout
gonna
out to
throw
Andre
Andre, I'm
Power.
gonna throw Andre Power out there. I know there's one that I am missing, but those are the ones that I would say, yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Kate Renata.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was missing one. Okay, take Andre Power out, Case Renata. Thank you. That was
So Black Coffee and Kate Renata. This leads to my second question. Black Coffee and Kate Renata have something in common: production.
yeah.
So, are you gonna get back into production? Cause I like. It's always been a goal of mine. Like, I'd be jealous watching KMB DJ a whole set of his own music. So I'm like, dang, one day I want to be able to do an hour set of music I produced. So,
Uh,
what about you? Like as far as production?
yes, I actually, I actually have been getting back more into thinking about doing that. Been playing around with a couple of ideas and samples and stuff. Um, I haven't tested them out yet, so they will be testing. I'll be testing them very soon here. Uh, Probably by the end of August, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But
Let's
yeah,
see.
I do. I have been messing around a little bit with doing the production and the DJing and seeing how it will work. So
That's what we like to hear. I probably should start the episode with this, but like, I admire you as a DJ because you're very creative and you put creative things together and play things in a creative way. A lot of mashups that I would have never thought of that I'd be stealing. And this is a little known fact, but the first time I did hips when I was at Brothers Drake was in April. I don't remember when it was, but I played a song that I produced. It was an SWV edit, and it didn't sound good. Shout out to Nick Nack because she pretended like she enjoyed it, but like looking back, I was like, that was not good. But shout out to her for being like, all right, I feel you. Like no, that it was terrible. So yeah, I just don't have the patience for production. I feel like you got to be very meticulous. It's very tedious to go in and program different patterns over and over again.
right.
But I got Ableton. I finally got, like, I've been using Fruity Loops. I had Fruity Loops before I started DJing, so I had like '06. But I got Ableton like a year or two ago, and I like that more. And I actually sat down with some couple people. Shout out to Dev Draper. Sat down and was like, "Hey, let me just watch you go through your process because a lot of stuff, just like DJing, is workflow. So it's
Yeah.
like seeing how somebody else put their crates together or how they load their samples or whatever. Like same thing with production. Like how do you go like from drums or bass line melody, whatever. So seeing somebody else do that was a big help. So yeah, hopefully I can get some production going too. So
Yeah.
anywho, um,
You got it, man. Y'all.
I I'm gonna
Hey man,
try.
don't let him fool y'all, man. I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
to,
try.
he
I'm
got it, man.
last thing. This is like a little controversial topic, but well, not a controversial topic. A controversial question. If a DJ came up to you today, no, somebody came up to you today, and was like, "Hey, man, I really want to DJ. What's the one piece of advice you can give me to set me on the right path? One thing you can tell them. What would it be?"
Huh. One thing to set him on the right path.
Yes, no wrong answers here.
This is the last question. We got
No,
another
this is
question. Like, I
no.
can't think of this.
I got one more question.
Okay, can we come back and then we
Well,
can?
this might actually help you out because the last question was going to be, if you can rewind to 2015, what would you tell yourself? Like, hey, before you get started DJing, blank. What would you tell yourself?
Both of these questions are actually good questions.
While you think about it, I'll answer it because I don't know if I've ever answered this question on this podcast. So if somebody comes to me, the first thing that I always tell them is like, you got to get a controller because ain't nothing I can show you. Like, just imagine if you try to get piano lessons, you go once a week,
Sure.
you learn the lessons, and you go home, you're not practicing. Like, how are you ever going to learn
Okay.
anything if you don't have the equipment? So that's the first piece of advice I would give anybody is go get a controller and learn that shit in and out. Like that's even more important than your song selection is what it is. Your music taste is what it is. Like that's ingrained in you. Like the technical part, it's like learn how to play chess. Like, as a matter of fact, DJing is a lot like chess. It's like easy to learn, hard to master. So it's like you got to learn the rules of chess before you can start talking about strategy. So you got to learn how the controller works before you can start talking
Right.
about how you're gonna play it. And what I would tell myself if I went back to my 2007 when I started was like, it would be, don't let the only time you practice be when you have a gig. Because I used to, and it was because I was being lazy and I had turntables. So packing them up, taking them to the gig, setting them up, and then when I pack them up, go home, I would not set them back up. And it's like, I probably DJed it once a month, if that, back then. So
Right.
it's like it would just sit in the case instead of I've watched IQ and Bandcamp go from where they started to where they at now, and I can never front on them because it was practice. It was them sitting in the room several hours a day, 5, 7 times a week practicing, and that's why they code now. All these DJs are great at what they do, and they've gone further because they have the technical skill, because they actually practice. Me, I didn't start practicing until I started getting gigs regularly, which didn't happen until like after my 10th year. And now I'm like, where I am now, I should have been there 10 years ago if I had practiced all the time. So yeah, practicing than more than just when I have a gig is actually what I tell everybody now. Like, if you don't got a gig this weekend, you know what, you got practice time. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, you're not doing nothing because you're not booked. So just go practice. But yeah, so back to you. What would you tell an aspiring DJ, and what would you tell yourself in 2015?
I would tell what I would tell an inspiring DJ is, I would first of all, I would ask them, uh, are you in this for attention, or like just to do like the attention part of the DJing, or is this really your passion of what you want to do? Um, that would be what I'll ask, and then they, ask about if it's their passion. I would basically, you know, tell them to work on their craft, get a laptop. If you have a laptop, get a laptop. Get familiar with your equipment. That was one thing that I really needed to do as well, is get familiar with my equipment. What does this button do? You got to know what XLR cable and inputs are. You gotta you gotta know uh, what these things are. So I would say educate yourself uh, about what you're about to get yourself into. It would be something that I would say. Um, and then as far as what I would tell myself, uh, it would have been probably to say, yes to a lot more opportunities that were actually given to me.
Oh, word. You was turning a lot of stuff down?
I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was
What's
nervous. I didn't have the confidence, and I felt like I didn't have the confidence in certain things. So I would see people that hit me up for gigs and, hey, can you do this? And I'd be like, left on red, I can't do that. No, no, I'm not. So I would say yes to or take on those opportunities. Like, so I probably would have been somewhere else by now. Who knows if I would have actually did that? But
that's a that's important that you said that, because there was an old friend of mine back in the day. It was probably like 2010, 2009. She was like, you should try to be on the radio. And because I was scared to fail, I was like, I don't really try to, you know, like I'm not really trying to do that. Like, I'm good where I'm at. And it was because I was scared to get in that position and fail, and I was scared to ask for something and be told no. Now
yeah,
I'm asking everybody. You should see how many
oh
people I DM on IG. Every major party you can think of, I was like, hey, I'm trying to do this. What I got to do? And the worst case
I
scenarios,
saw that for the Chicago, and
bro.
you
Listen,
said,
I'm
I
like,
what
what's up?
person is. I said, oh man, I was like,
There's a
that's actually tough.
there's a traveling Uno party. I just found that out. They in 6 cities. I saw that they're going to be in Chicago. I'm like, hey, bring this to Columbus. We can set it up because I'm trying to
Yeah,
DJ it. What's up? So, yeah, just, and what I hear a lot. This is no shot at nobody, but if it applies to you and you feel some kind of way, what can I say? Where people are like, oh, I just stay in my own lane. I'm not trying to, I'm like, oh, you're not trying to compete. That's what you're saying. And if
yeah,
you're not trying to compete, get the fuck out of the way then.
yeah.
Because I always tell people, as soon as you start taking money, that means you taking money from somebody else, and you got to
Oh
be
yeah,
able to justify that.
yes,
So a lot of people are like, "Oh, nah, I'm just good where what I'm," or like you hear this all the time too, like, "I don't do the club, I just do corporate gigs." I'm like, "Oh, it's because you're not nice, and corporate
yeah.
gigs just book anybody, like
Oh
because
yeah,
you actually gotta compete in the club, you actually gotta have a demand and a following, and a lot of people don't want to hear that." To the first thing you said, this probably the part I'm gonna clip for social media because this is important. when I ask people if this is their passion, they all say yes, and most of them are lying. And why this is important is like, because I was talking to Crate about this, because Crate been DJing 10, 15 years longer than me. So I'm like, what do you do when people ask you to teach them how to DJ? He was like, well, first I just gauge what they want. And not that I'm not going to teach them, but I'm like, if you just want to make money and you just want to get some clout or something, that's a shorter conversation. I'll still have the conversation with you, but all you need to know is like, this is your controller, this is where you get the music from, this is how you press the buttons. But if you passionate about it and you want to know more about it, we can go in deeper, pause about that. But that's why it's important to be like, just keep it real. Like if you're out there listening, pay attention. If you're out there listening, you want to DJ, just keep it funky with me, because I'm gonna be able to tell whether you're passionate or not. Passion is, would you do it if nobody paid you to do it? And I DJ an hour a day, 7 days a week in the basement, because my scratching not where it need to be, and I didn't do it before. That's passion. It has nothing to do with, I'm gonna make the money. I got gigs. I don't care about that. I want to be better than. I see legendary DJs that was around for the foundation of hip hop, 60 years old, still practicing to this day. And I'm like, if they practice, I definitely need to practice, because I'm not a tenth of what they are. So if you don't lie about being passionate, because then I'm just gonna be like, oh, you think I'm stupid, and I'm not gonna help you at all. So if you just want to make money, I can show you how to make money. If you want to be nice as a DJ, I can show you how to do that too. But just keep it funky about what you want. A lot of people, I feel like, and you know this, they just want the money or the fame. And for some reason, some of them just want to be popular. They don't even want the money. That's crazy.
Yeah, they just want to be.
But
I want my name to be. Oh, I'm gonna keep saying my name. I'm like, oh, okay, that's
bro,
cool.
I wish I could. I wish I took the Daft Punk route and start DJing with a helmet, because I don't care about being famous. Whatever. I
Same.
like playing. I like playing music that make people feel good, because it takes their mind off of whatever they're going through, or it's helped them celebrate something, or they just like good music. That's why I play. I would DJ for free if other people didn't make money off of it. So, but yeah, that's very important messages for all the DJs out there. Know your equipment. Actually take the time to learn it. A financial investment is one thing, but money can be made back just because you buy a controller. Like, actually learn how to use it, and then just lock in. And this can. I know way too many DJs that aren't attached to an artist, don't have a deal, and aren't on tour, and they're millionaires off of DJing, and it's because they on their grind and they take it seriously. So if you are out there listening, that's the gem I would take for this. But it's been an hour, so we're gonna wrap this up. Sequel, I appreciate it. I love DJing with you. You always push me to be creative, and I appreciate that. There are some people like, I just be mailing it in next time, or I'm looking at them like, you don't even really want to be here. Like what are we doing? Like, but it's always a good time. We just went viral too. You know what I mean? Thanks to you. Man. I owe you a drink or something. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you. Shout out to you for that, bro. That's the thing. That's where the passion part comes in. Just a bit piggyback off of you. That's where the passion part comes in with that, because man, like, I'm not even playing. I wasn't even DJing, but when I hear something that was so good to my ears, my reaction just takes over. I guess that's just more of like the churchy side that comes out of me.
Yeah.
When I hear good music, man, I'm just like, oh man, like you gotta be kidding me. You thought of this? This is what you thought of? Like, but yeah, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure working with you, man. Yeah, and Chase, man, because y'all two been actually killing it, man. Y'all been killing it lately. I've been seeing the Unk and Few. The battle.
We got a good, coordinated attack going. And actually, the last time, and we'll wrap it up to this. Last time we DJ'd, we should do this more. It was me, Rich, and Chase, and we went one song, 3-man weave, and that's even better because it's like, damn, I don't know what you about to play. So let me think, and then once it's my turn, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't know how you're gonna follow this up, and it's just like, yeah. So just being able to DJ with other people, just like anything else, like once you get out of your silo and you start seeing how other people do things, it helps you be better, and not just here too. Go in other cities and see how other DJs get down to other cities with different sounds. All that's better. All that makes us better. But yeah, you keep killing it.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
I'm gonna
man.
make sure your this is gonna be on YouTube and on every podcast app. So I'm gonna make sure your socials is in there. You got any gigs coming up?
I do. I got a couple coming up. I'm at doing a private party. Well, not a private party, but I'm doing a birthday party at Draft Day, and then it's only Sunday is on Sundays. So we do have two guests. It'd be Asics General and Sonic. It's supposed to
Oh,
be.
this Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday.
It's gonna be so. Yeah, this episode's gonna come out on Friday. So yeah, stop by DraftKings on Sunday. It's always a good time. I love that establishment now. We're gonna. I'm about to get a DraftKings tattoo and uninstall the FanDuel app now. But yeah, shout out to you. Follow Sequel on all socials. It's a great conversation. You're a great. Oh, very last thing. I just thought about this, and I stole this from All the Smoke podcast. Who do you think I should interview next? Not counting Lee because he already on the list.
Oh,
Who would you want to hear from? Like, I want to hear you interview whoever.
oh, that is a good one. Uh, it could be you say anyone, right?
Anyone.
Anyone. Man, uh, I'll do A6K, man.
Yes. Okay. You know, I actually haven't interviewed either one of them. Big
I
shout
was
out to
gonna say
Trav Dave
both of
though.
them to be honest with you, because I want to hear about their story because I think they're like 2 years in, right?
Yep.
I think it's their second year in, so I definitely want to hear. Matter of fact, yeah, I want to hear from the both of them if
Yeah.
possible.
I will
'Cause-
say I'm gonna try to get him on here, but shout out to Trav Dave. Shout out to News the Guru podcast. He interviewed both of them. That interview is probably like a year old now, so go check that out. But I want to interview him as well, probably separately, because you know Cam has an interesting background, and so does Rich because of his dad. So yeah, we're definitely gonna make that happen. Make that happen. Appreciate you, Sequel.
I definitely appreciate you too, man. Byron. Appreciate you, really.
And if you're out there and you see Sequel's name on the bill, definitely pull up because it's gonna be a good time. I assure you.
Hey, same with him.
Yeah,
Same
absolutely.
with you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and sign up once again. This is Put It On Record. Big shout out to Don't Fred and Ricio. I'm DJ BERN, and we will see y'all later.